Hello, good morning, and hello, Zilby. So today, Sylvie, Sylvie's purring. Um, Today the plan is to continue working on our deployment system. I think I have an idea of how to fix this and make this a little bit better. We're going to work on building it twice, but into two different directories. So we'll have maybe the dev one go into the dist folder like normal, and the production build go into like production production dist. Oh, hi, Zilby. Of course, all of that will happen after Zilby is done with petting time because, well, I mean, does it really need explanation? So we recently got Zilby a brand new toy that he absolutely loves. Our normal pet shop doesn't that we go to doesn't sell them. It's this sort of it's three feathers into like a single central area that you can attach to a pole, and it then like twirls around and like spins as um, I like fly it around. He loves looking at that thing and just wants to destroy it. He already destroyed one of them. We had to go back and buy another one. Oh, your ears are cold. Where were you? Sitsu, hello. No cats there, just two very scared dogs cowering under your desk because of thunder. Oh yeah, Zilby is not a fan of thunder either. We tried to get him to because there was a lightning show. Are you done? Yes, you're done. There was a lightning show the other day, and um, it was so far away that there wasn't thunder that I could hear at least, and so I figured that might be a good way to introduce him to like the flashing lights. Zilby just couldn't care less. I tried to like show him, but like he like just looking out there where I'm pointing, and then he just like loses attention, looks away, and then the flash of light. I'm like, no, look up there. He was like, okay, no flashlight. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna look around, and couldn't get him to like actually see the flashes of light to without the loud thunder, which is unfortunate and too bad. All right. I also forgot to take my morning supplements. Okay, so uh, we are working on this thing specifically. All right, it's not there. It is. I don't know if I can search through it in here. I think I have to open it up through here. We're gonna go to GitHub workflows, uh, platform. Yeah. All right. So our issue, when we do end-to-end testing, it pulls down platform web dist, which seems to be the wrong version of this, which you know, is a problem. So I tried to do a different name, but this seems to be the directory that it goes into, as opposed to the path of like a unique path, which is too bad. Okay, so build web app for testing. Let's do web app test, and I would love this to go into like maybe like a dist test here. And then build web app for deployment. This would be fine for dist, and then it just goes into dist. That's fine. And then this will be platform dist test. And I think that would work. Let's see. UCD into. Okay, so platform web dist. This thing I'm not completely sure about. Let's do a echo. So it's pwd platform web dist. Let's see what we have inside of here. Because I feel like this might also be like a weirdness happening. But okay, so if I do that, that's gonna be, I think it's actually gonna come in as dist test now. I don't need echo. Let's do an ls-al. Maybe just L. That should give me that. Okay. And then this test. Okay. All right, then I need a command for trunk to tell it to build into a different location. So, trunk. Okay, so trunk build. Okay, the -d, the output directory for all final assets, default dist. Okay, so then I would want to do something like this. Trunk build -d dist test. And if I do that, here in Platform Web, we have this dist directory here, which has these. Building this, we get dist test, which now includes all these. Okay, so -d dist test. Okay, so trunk build release dash d dist test dist underscore test, please. Wait, this is deployment. I don't want anything different from that. Okay, this one dist test. So you are that. Okay. This stain untracked is going to be fine. I'm going to remove it anyways, but I can just commit and auto add this. So building test building test into test directory. And now we get to see whether or not this works. This is oh right, and we're on the main branch too, which makes sense. We're debugging the deploy part of the script. All right. Waiting time. So this is building that once. I sort of oh right. We got it. I did this thing here now. Right, because it failed even doing this style before. And so if this works, I might be able to go back to building at the same time in parallel again. Okay, so the lint passes. The build web app for testing passes. So wait for you to be picked up. Okay, so we download the artifact. Okay, it was downloaded to dist test. Okay, so it ran Okay, it's running and setting up the database in GraphQL. Okay, it's applying the seeds. It did all that stuff. Right here, here's our ls. So I ls'd dist test, and we can see all the data inside of that. So that should be fine. Okay, so we got a 404 not found again, but this ls worked. So that was just there. So I think this problem of like, why am I going to web app test like this? I just need to go to pwd platform web dist test like that. I don't know why I'm going here. And then I take this and I share it internally. And then that should work. And then I need to make sure that I'm doing the same thing for deploy. So, well, yeah, here is fine. Why did I add that other thing in? Okay. Silly me. So let's see. What is this? This is testing or starting. Okay, I went back to 0. So this is 0%, and now this is really tiny. It's like they're doing something strange with the drawing where I was zoomed into 200%, and so it's like, well, I'm going to like become normal size for that. So then when I went back to 0%, it went really tiny. Okay, so I think this is gonna work, and in preparation for that to work, the next thing that we want to do is we want to make these things happen at the same time. So I want to say that there is no need whatsoever for this. Build web app for deployment, however, is needed by deploy, and then I guess like deploy also needs end-to-end test to have run. And while I'm here, let's remove that extra ls. We don't really need that. And I think I could remove this. Okay, lint is done. The build for testing should be done very shortly. Okay, so that passed again, like normal. And so then we get to come into here and hopefully see this pass now. Which I would imagine that it should. Okay. All of that is good so far. Okay, installing Cypress and installing and setting up our database and backend and front end and all the fun things. Okay, applying the seeds, LSing the directory. Starting Cypress. And there we go. Now it's passing. Okay, excellent. You know, I just realized Cypress is generating screenshots and videos of its run through. It kind of makes me wonder, do I want to upload those at the end? Because if I have an error in CI/CD that's sort of hard to debug, I might be able to like go find where those files are and then download them and like watch the videos to sort of like see where things went wrong. Now this is showing like no artifacts. An artifact was created here. So I'm a little bit confused about that. Is there like a list of artifacts? Not really. All right, well, the building for deployment that's going to take longer than normal. So this one was 2 minutes, 2 minutes 26 seconds. This is build with release mode on. So my guess is 1 minute. You know, that should be release mode too. We should really do release mode for build for test too, because that is. Oh, I do. Here, trunk build release. It just goes to okay, never mind. So it should be around the same time. So 2:26. So I have 3/4 of a minute left. Hopefully any second now. There we go. It built successfully. Deploy should find the appropriate code and then deploy that out. And I don't know if I really deploy failed. Okay, what did you fail about? Right, because it's just dist. Okay, fine. So it's platform web goes to dist because build for web app we we just do that. Okay. So deploy, run the sync command. It will just be this platform web dist. So no need for any of that stuff. With all the environment variables now set for us. Okay. I should make this a little bit faster now because, well, I guess it's not like really faster. It's in parallel, so it will appear to be faster. So let's see. We are, can we deploy now? Bolfristad, hello. How are you doing today? Sorry I didn't reply right away. I wanted to get that that GitHub action going because it's gonna take around. I think it's gonna be a little bit less than 7 minutes. I think it's gonna be around 5 minutes or so. Back to university and back from the gym. Well, congratulations. I don't know if that's a congratulations moment or if that's just normal. But either way, always it is nice to go back to the gym. Okay, this is good again. So we have our all these happening in parallel now. So after end-to-end test, we should just go straight to deploy right away because then the build for deploy should be done by then. You like that they have these graphs now? They didn't have them when you first started using GitHub Actions despite their product pages showing them. Oh, I don't think so. I actually didn't get into the beta. So I didn't have a chance to like see it at its earliest point. But I do remember seeing the product pages for it and I'm like, that's actually really cool. I really like that compared to like Circle CI or all the other ones, which had these graphs too, but like for some reason I like these more than the ones on Circle CI and the other ones. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I'm now use this a lot and like the setup of it more. All right, so I'm guessing around 5 minutes total time for everything. Okay, lint is done. Lint also requires a compile, but it does require compiled dev mode for that, which isn't terribly bad, but not the best. Okay, build web up for test is done, so now end-to-end test should be picked up right away. There we go. It's looking a little bit silly with this build web up for deploy here. Is that because the order that I have it? Now look at this. I have build web up for testing defined first. It defines it second here. So I don't really understand why that's different. Okay, so this takes a while, not because of compilation things, but because of just all the Docker pull stuff. But it's around and mouse wheel zooms in and out independent of my window zoom. Okay, that's good to know. I don't even have to use any like modifier keys. It's just mouse wheel. How long have you been? How long do you run usually? Around 2 minutes. Also, if I click on artifacts, oh yeah, look at this. We get web up test, and I can take a look at these. Apparently, I can have like a certain number of megabytes of artifacts before they start deleting the oldest ones first. It's not like, oh hey, you have to manually go in and delete them yourselves. They'll just continuously be overridden. That being said, I might want to set up an uploading for these end-to-end tests. So if you take a look here, when I run the tests, it deploys a video. To here. Okay, so to my code, integration, tests, videos, I kind of want to maybe take like these videos and go and like set these as an upload for an artifact. So let's add that in. So that's under end-to-end tests. So steps. After test. No, don't do that. Okay. After test. Okay, so I guess right before deploy. It's gonna be something like this. No, not download artifact. Never mind. Not that one. Oh, it's steps. Upload artifact. Okay, upload artifact. We're gonna call this. Name is Cypress videos. And saying your path is relative. And what we see here, okay, so Brooks builds platform web. So then it's this integration test. Even if I go really tiny, that's not like making it any wider. Okay, that's not fun. And if I try to go down here, it's grabbing the 1 second too. That's great. So when you go to integration te, these. Okay, so that's the path that I want you to get, is give me these videos. And then basically everything inside of there. And they should be really short, small videos. And so then this should be uploaded and available to me to sort of watch. That being said, how's my other testing going? You failed. What happened? Invalid argument type. So I used it incorrectly? AWS Sync is really easy to use. So AWS S3 sync, I could just say dot if I'm in platform web dist, and I also downloaded. Okay, so you went to platform web dist. Okay, platform web dist. That's my working directory. That seems like it should work. Add my environment variables, so S3 sync, and that goes to the platform web bucket. Is that not defined? Okay, hold on. What's the error again? Yeah, run ADBS S3 sync, and then the asterisks are basically hiding what this is. So as long as that's like, a valid thing, which I think my bucket changed. I think I need to create I think I need to recreate that secret. So hold on. Let me open up a new terminal. I have to do this off screen so you don't all see my secrets. Okay, so I want to go to so this is platform web bucket. Yeah, okay. See that one there. This is the name again. No, not that window. I want this window. So I think I changed my S3 bucket when I was sort of like rebuilding a bunch of stuff. And there it is. Okay. You. Okay, so reset those actions. Now that we're here, okay, so I'm uploading these new. I'm going to upload these. That should be fine. Let's try this again. So this is new secret. Oh, wait. If I change the secret, hold on. This might be easier. Rerun failed jobs, which is just deploy. So that's going to speed things up significantly as it just auto passes all of these other ones and you go straight to deploy. Okay, so this is more of I want to uploading Cypress videos. New secret, new secret, new secret, final new secret. It's really gonna work this time, right? All right, what happened? This was working before, wasn't it? Usage, AWS S3 sync. So AWS S3 sync, local path. Well, that's what I have right there. S3 URI. Are you? Oh, well, let me see how I do this. AWS S3, because I've done this locally a couple times. Oh, okay. I'm missing the S3 colon slash slash in the secret that I created. Okay, oops. GitHub secret set again. So what is it? S3 colon slash slash, and then paste you in. Okay, let's try you again. It's the retry from failed is like one of the best features of a CI/CD system, uh, and it's always kind of like funny working with like a junior developer who hasn't like explored the interface of something like this, and then you see all of those like blank space like entries, like okay, another character, like single character being added to the readme file to trigger another CI/CD run. It's like, you didn't change code. What? Just click rerun. Okay, there we go. And deployed work. And so post deploy smoke test hasn't changed. So I assume that's still gonna work, but we're gonna find out. But okay, if you're working, let's double check here. We'll do a manual smoke test. So I should be able to go to brooksbuilds.com, and here we go. We're actually wait, is this right? This might not be right. Are you really getting the stuff? So getting courses, but are these the actual courses? I think we only have one course in there. So you're currently working on your deploy with GitHub Actions. Yeah, that's we can do it like the study stream, where it's like we just quietly all work on GitHub Actions, or at CI/CD. Like we don't want to, like, if you're not using GitHub Actions, if you're stuck with something else. Okay, so I did a GraphQL fetch here. And I got all you, okay. Do I actually have multiple things in here? So if I go to, let's see, what is that? asura.brooksbuilds.com. You're using GitHub Actions for personal, and use Circle CI at work. So I convinced my company to switch over to GitHub Actions, and I've been loving it. The other reason is Circle CI for some reason has been really flaky recently. Like in the last couple of years, they go down a lot more often than they used to, and it was getting really annoying. Of like, okay, we can't deploy automatically for the next hour because they're fixing their Docker runners, or something else was going on. Okay, so if I'm here and I search for get me my courses, I only have this one set up here. Who are you going to? So oh, you're posting to localhost. Well, that's a problem. Okay, so how did that even work? I don't have a GraphQL on localhost 8081. How? Oh, it's because I have on my system right now, I have it. So my browser sent it to localhost 8081. So here, it's going to be easy. For this web app, I require everybody who uses it to install Postgres, to install Hasura and Postgres, and just like use it on their own system. That's a good idea, right? Perfect. Works on my computer. I don't know why it's a problem with all of you. think all CI/CD systems have issues with downtime. Yeah, that's a good thing. That's a good point. GitHub Actions do tend to have their issues too. Okay, so this is an issue. So it makes me wonder, is this a caching issue or is this a is this a caching issue? I could potentially search through the binaries on this, but I also wonder, did I like build it with the wrong secret information? So looking back on this, everything in life is a caching issue. We need more cache. Usually in software development, we want less cache. If we have a caching issue, we just need to get rid of it. Just like burn all the cache and start over, and just like build it up from scratch. That's a good idea, right? Or it's a DNS issue, potentially, except the fact that it's going to localhost itself seems a little bit strange. That being said, if I am going to like something like slash by accident, but okay, so if we're doing here, build web app for deployment, our steps, okay, so we pull all of this stuff down, and then we have our build web app. We're gonna run why am I touching I need a .env for that silly that other thing. I could put things into the .env if necessary. Trunk build release, working directory, and then our environment variables. So I say, okay, GraphQL URI is this secrets GraphQL URI. And then looking at our API, GraphQL URI is what we're grabbing here. Now it's impossible for me to see exactly what that should be, but it's possible that this actually is localhost in GitHub secrets. So I kind of need to reset that too. Okay, hold on. Give me a second to grab the to also set this. So we're gonna do GitHub secret set. And then you are, yeah, GraphQL. Okay, that's the same one. Okay, and then I know it's not really that secret because you can just go and see it. But the same place that I can get it also shows the actual password. So I want to hide that potentially. Okay, so GraphQL URI. I am not going to use a password on this one because it's an anonymous request at this point in time to our database. So we should be fine here for that. And unfortunately, I really, no, this is a rebuild. So yeah, I'm going to need to re-trigger a run, our favorite thing in the world. I need a re-trigger run from the beginning. Okay. So for you, can I re-trigger from this point? I have to rerun all the jobs. At this point, can I'll just do my git push. I have those code changes anyway that's going to upload the artifacts, so we can test that too to see how that works. Also, the same methodology for tests. Your tests are failing? Well, that's not good. Let's just delete them. That makes everything better, doesn't it? I've worked with somebody that did that. He's like, so tests were failing, so I commented them all out. I'm like, oh, okay. And then you deploy to production. Why were the tests failing? I don't know. So you don't know if the code's not working. Well, it seemed to be working on my system. Perhaps we should fix that so we have confidence. So later on, that same person told me that at the beginning, when I was like very dogmatic, is like, no, we need to test all of our stuff. And he's like, I don't get it. You're just being mean and, just like forcing us to do test. But then like after we started catching like problems that we found some bugs, we added tests for it, we did something else, and then we caught like regressions that could have possibly happened. He's like, oh, I get it now. I can actually sleep at night because I actually know that we haven't reintroduced any pre-existing bugs into our system again with tests. That should really be automatic talk by management with possible punishments. That's the thing is like, like in sort of like a more agile team, that sort of management talk is the team, because like the team should have that ability to have those talks with each other at any moment of time. To basically say like, look, I understand you're a new dev. You like, this is your first job out of school. So it's more of like a gentle reminder, don't do that shit. It works even better when you delete the entire code base too, along with the database. Yeah, I mean, definitely. Oh no. In the context of what we're talking about, I'm concerned. All right. It's on GitHub. How bad can it? Well, no, it's on GitHub. How bad can it be is a very easy bad thing. Where's my chat over here? Remove my password from list so hackers won't be able to hack me. Oh, is this like a rainbow table? Is this a rainbow table? You can't delete issues on GitHub. I've tried in the past. I mean, it kind of looks like a rainbow table. It's what, 999 passwords. I love this. Please remember to update the file name from top 1000 to top 999. Cool. Oh, fun. 399 participants. Saying something like that will definitely get people's attention. Probably not in the best ways. Okay. I could swear that went to like nowhere for a second and didn't get anything. That's still going to localhost 8081, which I definitely told it to go somewhere else now. Did I like hard code? Am I not using that this GraphQL URI? Okay, so get courses request to GraphQL URI. Okay, so that's good here. Now the other thing here is, what build am I using? Your first open source library contribution was fixing grammar on a README, and you were wrong. Oh no. Oh no. The fixing grammar on a README is actually a pretty valid first contribution too. But being wrong about that is never gonna feel good. So sorry about that. I do remember, like, I had students that one year I decided that to try to like pump up their chances for like getting jobs, I made them all try to get to do 3 pull requests into like open source libraries. They could just choose whatever ones they wanted to. I wanted them to just like learn how to build. They had a week to do it. They want to learn how to build a foreign like library on their own system, how to like follow the instructions and do that. And I was actually pleasantly surprised at how many of them by the end of the week had actually gotten 1 or more pull requests merged into like some decent projects too, which I thought was interesting. Like a lot of them were just readme file changes, which were fine, but like some of them were like, I found this weird bug in the issues list that nobody was working on, so I just fixed it. And it's like, okay, that's pretty cool. With no context, some of them are super hard. Yeah. Oh, you're talking about the which and which. Yeah, with no context, English is impossible. Okay, so I am using GraphQL URI like this. Let me do a search through the entire project for localhost 8081. Why are you showing me that in there? Well, that's all to localhost stuff too. So like that .env is like fine. That .env didn't make its way into the code, did it? Okay, so couple places for me to check here. First of all, I want to double check that I haven't accidentally put a .env inside of my code. So this would be in platform web. Okay, there's no .env inside of here. And if I go into, yeah, I'm not seeing like a .env ever here. I'm grabbing you out. Now, if I come back to Brooks builds like this, if I search through for localhost in this repository, specifically because you're going to what? You're going to localhost 8081. So if I search for localhost 8081 in this repo, 2 places, and the database config YAML, which is not part of our build, so that should be fine. And in platform web YAML, okay, so this is where I'm thinking we're getting the wrong one. So build web app for testing is going to this dist test here. And when I deploy, I am trying to deploy dist. I have a feeling that I'm getting the wrong version here. Upload artifacts to dist. Okay. Dist. So why am I deploying end-to-end tests? Download artifact, platform web dist, web app dist. That should match what we're going for with build for deployment, for my GraphQL URI, which I don't have in here twice. And we already verified we don't have a .env, so me touching a .env shouldn't cause one to have to grab from here. I could try throwing these into the .env. But I kind of feel like if it didn't find it in here, it would have yelled, it would have gotten a compile error. So I believe that I'm getting the build web app for testing. I'm getting this artifact. Now, how can I like really verify this? I can put some extra information on here. So I believe let's remove you from testing or searching. Okay, so I believe that if I come up to build for testing, working directory. Okay, so our environment variables. Now, if I come here to our GraphQL URI, if I do this and like I put in an question mark something, like I don't think anything is going to care about this. So something equals hello. I am fairly certain that the GraphQL URI will not care about this, but this will that shouldn't be there either. You tried everything. You're only getting one post from. No, that is correct. That is correct. Which is why this is incorrect, right? Because this shouldn't be getting two posts. This should only be getting a single post. So this is what I've got in the actual real database is a single post for this, and it's all public. So like this is anonymous access allowed. And I have like this this endpoint on where like I can control it with like the super admin password. I'm eventually going to turn this mode off once I'm like done with it and like confident with it. But I am not connecting to that one in brooksbuilds.com. And so it's one of two things. Either you know, something else, maybe. I want to do okay, so CloudFront, or yeah, CloudFront. I want. Can I have like different cache times for different files? So like sort of like disable, maybe not disable the cache, but like cache time set for like one file, as opposed to like all the other files stay forever. Okay, if the cloud returns a test code 304, let's see. So if we go to HTML, it's a 200. But that might still be. I don't want to cache the HTML. I was thinking that I wasn't caching the HTML. I want to say you use cache control and expires headers to control how long objects stay in the cache. But is there a way for me to tell you this one file gets no cache? Okay, adding headers to your objects. Add a cache control or expires header to specific S3 objects. Right, exactly. That's what I was thinking. I want to do something like I want to cache you forever, like for the JavaScript files and for the WebAssembly files, cache forever. Like I don't care about that. For index, never cache, or cache for like a minute at most, or something like that. Apparently I can add metadata to this. Feels wrong for that. Okay, so hold on. Can I? Let me see. If I go to CloudFront over here. Okay, so I have default root object, index.html. I have all of that fun stuff on. Okay, I have my origins. No, that's not. Okay, none of this is helpful. Behaviors. Okay. cache key and origin requests. Okay, so I want to change that. Okay, so hold on. I think maybe I think I have misconfigured CloudFront. So under infrastructure, let's go to my AWS wrappers CloudFront here. So create my distribution. So I did a little bit of sort of retooling this. That's in. I want to go out a little bit. Okay, so this is going to be under the cache settings, the default cache behavior. I set it to be some like huge. Yeah, I set like be a month for my like default time to live. But I think that this is wrong. I want, okay, because like looking at the GUI, it put me under a legacy cache setting, which is not right. I want to be under cache policy and origin request policy, which I don't see that here at all. So default cache behavior, so allowed methods. Okay, so allowed HTTP methods, that's fine. Cache methods. Get and head methods are cached by default. So, okay. Restrict viewer access. No. Okay, then the very next thing is cache key and origin request. And I have this default TTL. Hold on, let me refresh here. Okay, yeah, so. And then under that is object caching, which is customize with a default. I have a 0 for minimum TTL because I wanted some of them to be not cached, but apparently this is wrong. So, so minimum TTL is 0, maximum TTL is like 1 month, and default TTL is 1 month. Forwarded values. So, is there something else I was supposed to do? Cache policy ID. The unique identifier of the cache policy that is attached to the cache behavior. Okay, so if I do cache policy method, there's this caching optimized. View policy. Like what are you? Okay, so I want to go back. Okay, let's go take a look at Pulumi. I don't have a distribution bookmarked. Okay, so in their suggestion here, so we have default cache behavior, viewer protocol policy. Is that what I was looking at? Cache policy ID. No, I don't have that at all. Okay, they don't have this at all. They have ordered cache behaviors. Oh, with a path pattern. Oh, so I could then say never. This is where I could then say don't cache like index at all. Okay. So what was this? This was under ordered cache behaviors. Let's take a look at this. Let's go find an ordered list of cache behavior resource for this distribution. List from top to bottom order of precedence. The topmost cache behavior will have precedence 0. Okay, so we go into this. Allowed methods, cache methods, path pattern. The pattern, for example, images star.jpg that specified which request you want this cache behavior to apply to. Okay, so I want it's at the same level as this here. We're going to do an ordered cache behaviors. Okay, so allowed methods. I want this to be all my HTML. So allowed methods will be HTTP methods dot just get. Try doing this with AWS to clear the cache, and if it works, you know you have a cache issue. Oh yeah, okay, that's a good idea. Let's see. Move that over here. We'll do a AWS CloudFront create validation distribution ID, my CloudFront ID. I don't think this is secret. Then dash paths. So I want this to be, I guess, yeah, we could just do this to invalidate all the cache. The index to HTML is really the only one I want. But if I do that, are you doing anything here? I don't see any like things happening. CloudFront encountered an internal error. Please try again. Service unavailable. Wait a second. What? Okay. I may have to do this later. Is it really unavailable, or just is it not happy with like what I did? Let's try index.html. Maybe. That was it. Here we go. Here's our one course. So it is indeed a cache problem. Okay. Thank you for that, Stacking. It's good to now like know for certain that that's what the error was. So now So we have our one course displaying out here. Then the next thing would be to update the cache to not cache index.html, or if it does cache it for a very short period of time. But yeah, that will have to be tomorrow, though. Always knowing you're chasing the right dragon, it's always a good feeling, especially with cache type things, because like caching type stuff, like there's a reason for that hardest thing in computer science joke being cache invalidation. It's like, it's one of those things where it's such like a magical thing we do to save time, speed, memory, all this cool stuff, but it can be really hard to debug. It's sort of like DNS errors. It's one of those like, if you can't figure anything else out, it's either a DNS error or a cache error. Sometimes it's a cached DNS error, which is extra fun. Okay, cool. So now that we have this, tomorrow is Thursday, so I should be back here tomorrow morning, and we can work on updating Pulumi to not cache index.html, and we can like make some quick tests and push that out there, and it should just all be good and fun. But all right, so that's the plan tomorrow before we continue on with the next steps. So with that, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I am gonna go. I don't have anybody to raid right now, so my display is freaking out. It didn't like this stuff at all. That's weird. Also, I'm really far behind. But whatever. That's just my computer. Anyways, I'm going to head out. I hope that you all have a great rest of your Wednesday, halfway through the week. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Mountain Time, where we'll continue our CloudFront caching endeavor. So with that, see you next time. Have a good one. Bye.